Full of greed, heart full of spite. Foodie can't see the light. Overeating, losing the fight. Greed a hold her tight day and night.
Welcome back. In this video we're going to take a look at Chantal's recent upload where she tells us that we shouldn't be talking about scatgate anymore, and that Salah is such a wonderful man, that she's forgiven him, she's the one it happened to, so if she can get over it, why can't we? I explore a few reasons why that's not quite the case. Let's get into it, shall we? So this is her live titled My Response to Some Hate Comments.
Hi guys, so this is a video I want to make once and once only. I feel like I've already explained this at the time that this incident happened, but I want to talk now about kind of the fallout effects of what happened between my husband and I.
Okay, two things. Notice the jump cut there. She obviously said something else that she's decided not to put in the final edit. And it's obviously about scatgate. Now, why is she bringing this up now? Deflection from something. Now, I know that recently Mr. Snowflake on his second channel, Under the Hood, has been playing the Cuba Rage, which he's going to cover in his next part 4 of the Foodie Beauty documentary series he's doing. Is it to do with that, or is she trying to deflect from the accusations she's getting of having a minor in her chat that she gets very heated about?
I don't really want to talk about what happened, but I want to talk about the reactions to what happened. I know the internet is forever, and these kind of reactions will probably never totally go away.
You don't want to talk about what happened. Why not? You'd rather talk about the reactions to it. And why are you putting up their picture of Yabba? Because Yabba cammed up recently. What's the point of putting a picture of a reactor on there? Don't get it. Again, trying to deflect, but it's not working. It's not a good deflection, Chantal. It just shows you to be idiotic.
Never totally go away. These reactions will never totally go away. And I don't expect that. But I'm here to say that I don't care. I've deleted a lot of...
You're here to say that you don't care. You don't care so much that you decided to make a 14-minute video about it. Right, gotcha.
Comments and blocked a lot of people, which I will continue to do, who just continue to visit my page. And if I have content with my husband, which of course I'm going to do, he's a big part of my life.
Why not stick it on your couple's channel then? Isn't that what that was meant to be for?
You know, these comments will say things like, stop forcing your husband on us. We don't want to see him. Okay, number one, I don't care if you don't want to see him. And who's we? I want to see him. And there's still...
You're married to him. You supposedly live with him. I should say supposedly married to him as well. Why do you need to be with him on video or in a live stream? I've said this before. They are so awkward together on videos and lives. It's like that's the only time that they do actually talk, isn't it? And the reason people don't want to see him in the community is because of his grape fantasies, etc. He clearly has no respect for women, for a start. And it could be triggering for people who've been through that kind of experience as well. And blocking people, what do you think you're doing there? You're just pushing people away again. Losing what could be, you know, more views, more revenue. This is your only job. You'll end up with those people maybe going to reaction channels instead. The reaction channels that you supposedly hate so much.
Still a lot of people who want to see him, and I'm not here to excuse.
Is there really? Who? Your simps in your chat? Because that's all the only people I see that want to see him.
Excuse what happened. A lot of people seem to think just because I didn't put on camera our discussion about everything and our makeup, that I just totally just accepted everything with ease, and that's totally not what happened at all.
You forgave him very quickly. I think within a day or so, you were hopping back on a plane back to Kuwait and telling us all that you'd forgiven him and you were working on your marriage, blah, blah, blah. That's pretty damn quick. What about your own self-worth, Chantal, your own self-respect, to be with somebody that could do that to you? And not only that, what he wants to do to others.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. I totally blamed him more because the other person involved is just a fake, two-faced clout chaser and irrelevant to my life. But yes, I totally blamed him more. And
she was so irrelevant, you went on a rant at the time calling her every name under the sun. Yeah, okay.
The thing is, though, is, like I said many times, I evaluated our relationship. You've even seen in those text messages between them that he's never done this before, and I want to give him...
What? How the hell would you know if he's done it before? You barely knew him before going over to Kuwait and marrying him. You knew him a matter of days, maybe a couple of weeks online. You'd only known him a couple of days in person before you supposedly married him. How do you know what he's done before? How do you know what he's been doing that you just haven't found out about? He only got caught out this time because Kay Bella put them on the internet. She made it public. You have no idea what he's up to. You really think that was his first time doing that with all the messages? And what, you know, the content was of those messages? You know, even the woof woof. I mean, for God's sake, wake up, woman.
I'm going to give him another chance because marriage takes a lot of work, and I'm kind of understanding of the situation because I physically cheated, not just text messages. There was physical affairs, several, on somebody I was deeply in love with and somebody I loved a lot and cared about. And it was just, I was younger. This was meant.
You don't know that he hasn't done anything physical. He could well have. He's not with you a lot of the time. So you don't know where he is, what he's doing. And there was, of course, the Red Room photo.
It was many years ago. It's happened several times. And since then, I've never done it again. I've never done it again. I've had the opportunities to, and I've never done it again.
Oh, really? You've had the opportunities to? Sure.
And I would never, ever, ever cheat again, ever. So I've grown up in regards to that.
He hasn't, clearly.
There's, things about the situation that have made us stronger, communication-wise, in several areas. And...
Like what? You let him share those kind of fetishes and fantasies with you now? Huh? You let him poop on you?
We've moved on. We've moved on. So for people to come to my channel and say, don't force your husband...
Well, that's great for you that you've moved on, but you've got to understand the impact that his actions have had on the community and your viewers, right? You keep saying that, you and he are public figures on YouTube. Public figures are open to commentary, critique, etc. And my God, what he did is worthy of criticism. We don't have to forget. You can't control us, Chantal, no matter how much you try.
Husband on us after what happened? He's human. Like, he messed up.
Barely.
It's not up to you. He doesn't owe you anything, random Debbie on the internet, leaving comments in my comment section. Like, he doesn't owe you an apology.
He doesn't owe you an apology. My husband. Well, I've already said why I mean, to be honest, I don't care. Any apology he might do, even on video, whatever, is only going to be half-assed, and it isn't going to be sincere. Who cares?
He doesn't expect forgiveness from people he didn't hurt. And...
Then why are you bothered? Why are you doing this video? If he doesn't expect forgiveness, then what's wrong with people talking about it? Make it make sense, Chantal.
I'm the only one who needs to forgive, and I've done that. So if I've done that...
Good for you.
The content, I'm sure, is shocking, but it was consensual. So people...
Content was not so much shocking, but disgusting. I mean... I'm no prude, so I don't mean it that way, but I mean, you make out that you're a good living Muslim couple and everything. That is not how a good living Muslim person is meant to be, is it?
People need to stop defaming and saying he's you know, a predator or this and that. There's so many different interests that people have.
You call that interests? I'm not talking about the scat stuff, but wanting to grape women and bringing into it religious artifacts and things. That's an interest, a normal interest, huh? Again, what about your own self-worth, Chantal? And that wasn't all there was to it, was there? He was asking Kybella about her salary, how much money she earned, could she have children, he wanted her to come to Kuwait. He made a comment, didn't he, that at least he would be able to lift her, for example. I mean, come on, woman.
10 times worse than that. Safe words exist for a reason, right? So it's not...
Safe words? What the hell's that got to do with the messages that he sent? I know what a safe word is, but God.
Predatory behavior. He's never hurt a fly. He's never harmed me.
How would you know? You don't know him. You've been with him, what, just over 18 months, right? You don't know him fully. Sometimes people are together for years before they find out what their other half is truly like. You can't say that with any authenticity, Chantal. And actually, I'm just looking at her picture here on screen. Look at the difference in size of her pupils. Her right pupil looks bigger than her left one. Huh. I hope there's not something going on in the eye area, or the brain area, maybe to do with the diabetes or under the influence of anything. Allegedly, maybe. I don't know. But it's weird.
Harmed me in any way other than this incident, and that's why I chose to forgive him, because we have a solid marriage. I'm understanding.
A solid again, you've been married just over 18 months.
Based on my actions of the past that I was able to use to fully evaluate the situation, and
yeah, fully evaluate within a matter of hours. Maybe you should have taken just a little bit longer, huh?
It was a side of him he felt he had to hide from me. He didn't want to expose to me as his wife, and...
Yeah, and aren't husband and wife not meant to have those kind of secrets? Have you ever thought of that, Chantal?
I understand that.
Really?
So for people to keep it going as some kind of shaming element, it's not going to work, because like I said, we worked it out, we moved on, we're the two people involved in the situation, not anyone else.
Clearly you haven't moved on. The mere fact that you're making this video about it tells us that.
Things like this commonly happen in relationships. Just because we're public figures doesn't mean we're not human. And
there she goes again, we're public figures, so as I said, you're open to scrutiny. And I wouldn't say that this kind of thing commonly happens. Cheating, I guess you could say, is commonly, but like I said, you've not even been married 2 years yet. What do you think the future holds if you've caught him out doing this already? At the time, you'd only been married just over a year.
And I'm totally over it.
Yeah.
I love this man. I love this man as a person. I love what he's done for me. I love what he continues to do for me.
What has he done for you? What does he continue to do for you? Apart from bring you food. I've noticed throughout this, she's often looking to her right. I'm wondering if she's got some pre-prepared notes written or something for this, like a script.
And he's a very, very wonderful, protective, providing, loving man. Okay?
I think there was another jump cut there. She's cut something out.
And we are determined to make this marriage work because we love each other. And we're together out of love. You know, despite all odds of us are...
Out of love? Are you sure it's not allegedly wanting papers for Canada? How can you be sure, Chantal?
age difference, our cultural differences, my health issues, everything else. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. If you plan on coming to our accounts and just leaving stupid hate about the situation, you'll just be blocked over and over and over again. We don't care. They don't hurt our feelings. If they did, you know, we wouldn't be on camera. We wouldn't.
Speaking of which, there's only you on camera now doing it. I've already said, I mean, I wouldn't take seriously any apology he might make anyway. I know he did a community post at the time, but why are you on your own doing this? Why isn't he with you, Chantal? Is he out again with his friends or with others, if you know what I mean? Why are you the one seemingly in control of this, deciding to make this video? Does Salah even know you made this video? I mean, he will now that you've published it.
And continue to move on. People make mistakes. We have a right to move on from that, just like everyone else in life who does worse things or does things that they regret and they learn.
She's minimizing what he did now, saying, you know, people do worse things
from it and they move on. I'm not weak. I'm not desperate.
Yeah, that's fine for you to move on, but we don't have to, do we?
You know, I've really taken the time to evaluate the situation.
No, you didn't. Like I said, it was a matter of hours.
And in my own way, like I just did basically a lot of thinking overnight. And then the next day, you know, I came out with that because with my final decision. In retrospect, honestly, I wish I could have kept it, you know, just not even talked about it. I'm sure that would have driven people crazy because people, you know, the sick thing is that this was brought public to try to have some kind of clout and like 15 minutes of fame and no care or regard for anyone's feelings in the matter, you know? So it's just really sad that people are like that. And
maybe you should be thinking more about the fact that your husband did this in the first place.
And, but it was public, so I had to say something about it. So
yeah, you've hardly ever, apart from recent times, been able to not disclose everything on camera, right?
And yes, I was very upset. And like I said, we have worked through that. I worked through it off camera. I know you guys are not used to me dealing with things off camera, but Salah's really helped me with that in my life. Appreciate privacy, especially in a relationship, because it's damning to a relationship to make it everyone's business when it's not. It's not. So,
which reminds me about a recent community post, no more talk about our private life, amongst other things, and yet here we are, only days later, with this video all about the private life. Gotcha.
The you know, Debbie Downers, the virtue signalers, the people who come to my channel and say, stop forcing your husband on us. Guess what? You don't have to watch my channel. You have millions of other things you can watch, literally. So if you come to my channel and you see my handsome husband, who's still a wonderful person despite his mistake, if you can't see that, you don't deserve to watch him anyway. And you can just go.
Oh my god, you don't deserve to watch him. Oh, what a great catch Scatman is. I don't think. The desperation is coming through loud and clear again.
Go and watch something else. Whatever, you know, like, it is what it is. He's my husband.
And that's maybe why your channel's dying. Yes, you've got the 102k subscribers, but you're not getting the, you know, what you'd expect as the number of views according to that number of subs, are you?
I love him, and he's always welcome in any way on my channel, in videos, whatever. You know, people sending hate as if he did something personally to you, and to take it far and to defame his character by saying he's a predator and stuff like that is just ridiculous. He's never ever harmed a single person.
No thought again from her about how any of her subs or watchers, you know, saw what he wrote, could be offended and affected by what he wrote. Not only about the graping, you know, if somebody had been through that, for example, and the religious element to the text of what he said. You know, people could well be offended by that. Come on. But as usual, she's only thinking about herself.
So, yeah, he doesn't have a criminal record, which is more than I can say for a lot of reaction channels.
What? There's only one of her reactors that I know of that has a record. I'm not aware that there's a lot of her reactors do. What the hell's that got to do? She's just having a dig at one of her reactors here.
So, before you judge a situation that's not even yours, doesn't affect you, didn't happen to you. I mean, this happened to me, and I've moved on. So what right do you have to keep...
No, you clearly haven't moved on, like we said, doing this long video and repeating yourself throughout it.
To keep beating a dead horse over and over like a 2-year-old. A lot of people in this community have to grow up, okay? Like, seriously.
You're one of them, Chantal. And you've already said you're public figures. As I've said, I'm repeating myself again now. We have every right to comment on it.
I've done so much worse. Like I said, I've had full-blown affairs on people I was in love with.
Okay, 2 things here. What does it matter that you've done worse? Does that mean he gets a free pass because you've done it in the past? You've already said that you realised the hurt that you caused and you'd never do it again. And I know that you didn't catch him physically cheating, but it was still a form of cheating. Does that make it okay because you did worse? And you just said with people you were in love with. Let's listen back to that.
I've done so much worse. Like I said, I've had full-blown affairs on people I was in love with.
See the way she says that? People I was in love with. So what are you trying to tell us here? That Salah is not in love with you? That's what I get from this. What do you think? Tell me in the comments.
These affairs meant nothing, you know, and there's so many reasons I did them, but I regret it, and I've grown up and I've learned, and I understand these mistakes that people make because I've made them too. And I know most of the time it doesn't have anything to do with loving a person or not. So it's sometimes personal demons we fight. And if you want to make a marriage...
That's one hell of personal demons he's got then.
A marriage work and be with someone forever, you're going to have to understand that they're going to make mistakes, and you know, at least another chance is warranted, in my opinion. And that was the decision I made. And if you can't respect that, you don't have to respect it. You don't have to agree with it.
No, we don't. Thanks for telling us that, Chantal.
But just know that if you come to my channel and you're just going to spread negativity and hate when we've moved on, I'm just going to block you. So it's whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, we can tell you don't care. And like I said, blocking people, you're only damaging your own form of income.
We 100% do not care what any strangers on the internet think of us or our relationship or about what happened. At all. 130%.
Who are you trying to convince here, Chantal? Us or yourself? My gosh.
So, yeah. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Again, Salah...
Yeah, right. How long until she comes out with another response to this?
After it happened, didn't come on and say anything about it because he doesn't owe you anything. He didn't do anything to you guys personally, any of you. He talked to me.
Well, as I said, his words and actions at that time could have affected a lot of your supporters and your followers, right? Your public figures, your own words. How can you say that it doesn't affect anybody in the community, huh?
To me about it, and I'm the right person to talk about it because it's involving us. So, yeah.
Why she always does that? So, yeah. It's like, up yours. She's such a child.
And that's all I'm going to say about the matter. You can continue to make drama out of it. People still make drama out of my Cuba rage.
Right. Like I said, Mr. Snowflake on his second channel last week was going through Cuba rage, and she knows it's coming up in part 4. She ain't happy.
Which is just ridiculous at this point. It's...
Oh, look what she's put on screen there.
Which is just...
Desperate for content. You're talking about yourself there with your mukbangs, huh?
Ridiculous at this point. It's been like over 2 years now, I think. Anyway, even 2 months is still like a long time to... Yeah, but anyway, whatever.
No, there's no time limit on reacting. Good grief.
It's because I'm boring now and I don't have that kind of drama in my life. And
the way she said that, I'm boring now. Is that self-realization? Regret?
I'm thankful for it. I'm very happy and thankful that I don't have that. It doesn't mean that getting married and moving here and reverting changed everything in my life just like magic. It's not like that. There's no switch, you know? But I'm going to continue to work on my happiness and my...
Continue? Did you really ever start?
Health and everything else. And like I said,
And your health. You've... Recent weeks after your recent health scare, you stopped exercising to Jane Fonda, you stopped going to the pool, you told us, you know, you can't be bothered, you are eating, you know, in your mukbangs, disgusting amounts of food, and the wrong foods for your health conditions. Yeah, go on, tell us how you're continuing to look after your health.
I do that mostly behind the scenes, deal with my private life, and I think mentally it's better for me, as I've said before. And same thing with blocking all the crappy hate. It's just not needed. It's just really not. So I don't know how you people are not tired of the same stuff over and over. But anyway, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, for the rest, and those of you who continue to support us, watch us, I really appreciate it. And
you won't have too many left soon with all the blocking that you've been doing and you say you're going to continue to do.
This video is not directed towards you. So anyways, guys, take care.
Wow. Just wow. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Belly full, but she want more. Anger rising, can't keep score. Money off the spend, can't ignore. Greed a joker till she can't adore. Belly full of greed, heart full of spite. Foodie can't see the light. Overeating, losing the fight. Greed a hold her tight day and night.